If we become inward looking, there will be more Falaks, there will be more Afreens. Looking through the cases, case after case, ladies and gentlemen, without the slightest exaggeration, I may say. Week after week, in fact, day after day, there are the most unbelievable cases of how girl children are treated. Suhel Seth is with us tonight. We're getting a lot of panelists coming in. Lov Verma is Member Secretary of the National Commission for the Protection of Child Rights. I'd like to say at the start that the entire country, every time an event like this happens, there is massive anger. Everyone's tweeting, everyone's talking about it. My worry, Suhel, is, and I'd like to start with you, my worry is this is one day's rage. One day's anger. Tomorrow, life goes on. We forget. We cleanse our conscience with a tweet and we just move on.
But this is exactly my point, Arnab, and I think you've captured it eloquently. Here's the reality. This country is no country for girls or for women. Look at the way the Delhi police and the Noida police were caught on a sting operation which the Helka conducted. Look at the repeated offenses. Today, thanks to Times Now and media channels, you even know about a baby Afreen. There are millions of baby Afreens. The instances are happening every day, and you will continue to have this. It is sadly reflected in your census. It is reflected in female infanticide. It is reflected in skewed men-women gender ratios in the Haryanas and the Punjabs of the world. What do? We deify the goddesses. We deify women leaders, political women leaders, but we don't give a damn about murderers who continue to inflict such torture and such inhumanity on their own children. This is worse than Kasab. Because Kasab had a political agenda, if that. He was a terrorist. This is a parent who treated his child with the inhumanity that no human being, leave alone a defenseless, helpless, three-month-old child deserves. So I'm tired of being told that we have a robust law. I'm tired of being told we have a national commission to prevent child abuse. We are on the eve of the World Prevent Child Abuse Day. Tomorrow is that day. But you know what will happen?
Shame
like it happened on 26/11 and on 27/11, we were on your program saying that this country will forget. This country will forget unless you have deterrent punishment. It is a shame that we don't have deterrent punishment like the capital punishment against these perpetrators of the most heinous of crimes, which is attack someone who is defenseless, who is helpless, and more importantly, your own ward, because you want to have a boy. What kind of a goddamn civil society are we? What kind of a country are we becoming? And we will have this perpetrated day in and day out, Arnab, until and unless someone in the judicial quarters wakes up and says,
why? Where? What is happening? What about our political quarters?
Done away with.
What about our political quarters? Why don't they care about
you the hypocrisy?
I want to get in. I want to ask you, Lov Verma.
It doesn't happen to them. It doesn't happen to them. That's why they don't care.
On the 2nd of April 2012 in Andhra Pradesh, 30-year-old Munisa was beaten by her in-laws and husband repeatedly with an iron rod. Repeatedly, the attempt was made to kill her 6-month-old fetus because they found out it was a girl child. Her husband and mother also participated in this gruesome offense by beating with rods and a metal bucket. The husband's father and mother also participated in this gruesome offense by beating her with rods and a metal bucket. On the 10th of April, a father killed an infant daughter, the most recent case, by feeding her nicotine. The post-mortem report handed over to the police said the baby had died due to excessive consumption of nicotine. So what is the use of the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights? The long name. But you seem to be able to do absolutely nothing other than enumerate reports and maybe put out something that is nothing more than recommendatory in nature. What does this commission achieve, sir?
Well, I don't think I'm here to offer a defense of what the Commission is doing. Basically, today we all feel a sense of rage, as Suhel is feeling, and also a sense of bereavement in what has happened. Something very shocking, and it is happening. We've seen the Falak case, we've seen so many things happening, and I would like to say that the government is seized of it.
So what is seized?
There is Protection of Children Against Sexual Offences Bill which has been submitted to the Raj Sabha.
So,
a standing committee has had a look at it and given its comments. The comments have gone back to the Ministry of Women and Child Development, which is looking at it and reacting to it. That is one aspect. I think we need stronger laws, and I would like to say that this law looks at aggravated assault also, and also at people who are in a position of power and authority.
Sir, I'm sorry, but
and they are going to be given stricter sentences. So
I'm sorry, Mr. Verma. I'm sorry, Mr. Verma.
Yes.
But I'm sorry, Mr. Verma, with all respect, I'm not holding you guilty, so, you know, you don't have to say I don't want to defend the record. But I'm sorry, but if today you come and say this, that we are looking at this, it's going through this parliamentary committee, that parliamentary committee, this is the process, this is the procedure, this is what happens. Out of 12 million girls born in India, 1 million girls don't see their first birthday. 1 out of 6 girl children do not see their 15th birthday. We kill girls regularly and repeatedly, and you're telling me that the government is seized of the matter? What is seized of the matter? I don't understand what being seized of the matter. There should be an emergency meeting tonight to make sure that this doesn't happen again. No, this is a very standard response. Mr. Verma, this is a standard response. India does not want standard responses anymore.
Much is going to help.
It's a standard response. Let's get another view in. Let's get Neena Nayak. Do you think the father in this particular case should be hung? The killer father, do you think he should be hung?
I think he should be. I think so. Something like that should be done because he brutally battered this child. First he battered his wife, then he was disappointed with the birth of the baby girl, and then he battered her. I think we need to give him a very, very strong sentence. That's up to the judiciary, of course, but it should be quick. I think once this case is disposed, the charge sheet is filed, 302 has been filed now on him, charged on him, slapped on him, and now immediately, and we're having a children's court here being set up very soon, so it will be one of the first cases that moves in there, and if we get quick justice for Reshma, then I think that it will become a deterrent factor for others.
I don't know. Suhel is raising his hand there. I also want to go to other panelists, but Suhel, you want to rebut?
No, I think Neena, I think Neena has made a point. We need judicial separation from the usual humdrum, lethargic pace of our justice system so that people have demonstrable punishment before their eyes, number one. Number two, Arnab, through you, I want to tell Mr. Verma, I'm not enraged. The entire country feels helpless. Yeah. A country which is intelligent, liberal, and which is gender neutral. These are the people who feel helpless. And I'm surprised, Mr. Verma, that you tell me on April the 11th, 2012, that the government is seized of the matter.
Seized of the matter.
The infanticide figures have been increasing every year. Number one. Number two, you know the gender ratios that have been skewed in Punjab and Haryana. You know that policemen who do not file reports on these kind of crimes should have been indicted and been behind bars. They've not. So the point, Mr. Verma, is the government can do whatever the hell it wants with bills in Parliament. But it must show some level of urgency and some level of decisiveness. And trust me, for a government that has Sonia Gandhi at its helm, that has many women chief ministers, that has many women politicians, that celebrates Lakshmi with such fervor, I mean, what kind of a message are we sending out to our own people, to our own children? I mean, you know, I find it appalling, and I'm saying this not with rage. Mr. Verma, please understand, it is not rage. It is the collective helplessness of many in this 1.21 billion people who feel that we have a government and a judicial system which, while being robust, is unwilling to act because it isn't pure, relevant, immediate politics. Let's not play politics with little children. Play it with the Lokpal bill if you want. Play it with anything else that you want. But not with little children who can't even speak to defend themselves.
I would give Mr. Verma the right to rebut before I move on to other panelists. Would you like to? Would you like to, Mr. Verma, rebut that?
I would just like, I would just like to say that there are no quick fixes. And especially in a democracy, there are ways to get things done.
Okay.
It's not possible that overnight we will enter the Garden of Eden. It's taking time. There are other
Mr. Verma
is rolling out. You may shrug your shoulders and say nothing is changing, but I don't agree with that.
But Mr. Verma, you see, there is a very good solution to all of this.
I don't care whether you agree or not. I'm sorry. I'm not seeking Mr. Verma's agreement. I'm seeking Mr. Verma's empathy leading to quick action. Mr. Verma, you say it can't be done overnight. How many nights do you want to pass by when little children are killed by their parents because of their gender? You tell me. You tell me.
And the people,
how many nights will you tell this country, will you solve this problem? You tell me.
Mr. Verma,
I would like to agree
Mr. Verma, you know, all the sarcasm, let me tell you one thing, Mr. Verma, one second. Mr. Verma.
This man should be sentenced to death. Yes.
Mr. Verma, you know, the only thing worse than a body that does not act is a body that is powerless. If the National Commission for the Protection of Child Rights is unable to act, and if it has only become some kind of a government encyclopedia Britannica that collects information and does nothing about it, then I think that instead of existing, it should just simply resign en masse. If all the National Protection of Commission for the Protection of... resign en masse, if today you have no powers, if you can do nothing, and if I can only get sarcasm from your end, that, oh, don't expect the moon, don't walk into the Garden of Eden. I'm not asking anyone to walk into the Garden of Eden. So that is a very insensitive remark on your part. You must take that back. As the member secretary of the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, I demand that you take that comment back, because if you say today that asking that children should not be killed is walking into the Garden of Eden, then I think that is the height of insensitivity, and I'm shocked, Mr. Verma, that you made that insensitive remark on national television. I'm absolutely appalled that you think that's an insensitive remark on national television, Mr. Verma. I am appalled that you made that observation.
Arnab, let me intervene.
No, it's an appalling observation to say. I want Mr. Verma to tell me whether he's taking that comment back.
No, I am not.
You're standing, so you say that to demand that children should not be killed is demanding that you walk into the Garden of Eden. Yes. You stand by saying that.
Let me just intervene, Arnab, please let me intervene.
So
the commissions have not been given enough teeth.
It's so
Arnab,
shocking.
Please understand, commissions like ours have not been given enough teeth.
Miss Nayak, it's the attitude that is reflected.
And the selection process has also not been as per the law.
It's the attitude.
So let's just accept it. It's not that we don't have enough teeth. We want to make changes. There are a lot of systemic problems.
But there is a difference.
We need to make changes, but they're just not enough teeth. The commission is just a recommended body. Let the government give teeth to the commissions, and
if today the member secretary of the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights comes on the newshour and says that, you don't expect things overnight, and then dripping with sarcasm goes on to say that, overnight you can't just shrug your shoulders and expect everyone to walk into the Garden of Eden on a night when a 3-month-old child has died in this kind of a situation, that I personally think that's insensitivity at its best, or worst, the way you look at it. Gita Aravamudan, I'd like to come to you tonight. Do you think the killer of Afreen deserves to be hung? Can you hang him?
Arnab, I don't think I think this whole debate has gone off track completely. What we are talking about is gender insensitivity. What we are talking about is a total hatred for girl children. This seems to you very appalling and terrible because a girl child has been brutally abused and killed. But there are millions of children being killed even before they are born.
We said
and that too is gendercide.
Of course.
See, there is gendercide of varying degrees.
We said that.
It can be, and the most common in our country is feticide, not infanticide. Infanticide used to be very commonly practiced all over the country. In Gujarat, babies were drowned in milk, girl babies were drowned in milk after they were born. In Punjab, they were buried alive in pots if they were girls. In Tamil Nadu, they were fed with poison after they were born. That was infanticide. That was all equally brutal. This sounds brutal to you because, suddenly the press has woken up to it and it's being shown on national television. But there are silent killings going on all over the country.
Certainly, I agree with you.
Equally bad.
Absolutely. I agree with you.